Listen to me, time is the most valuable currency you will ever have in your life. Stop letting people trick you into believing it's money. Stop letting them lie to you that it's cars, it's houses, it's clothes, it's whatever's trending right now. No, the most expensive thing you got is your time, because the truth is you can lose money and go get it back. You can lose a car and buy another one. You can lose a house and rebuild it. But once you lose time, it's gone forever. You don't get a refund on time. You don't get a reset button on today. Once these seconds are gone, they're never coming back. That's why wasting time is the biggest mistake you will ever make. The problem with most people is they walk around acting like they got forever. You act like you got 10 lives in the bank waiting for you. Like you can just waste this one and start over when you're ready. But you don't. You get one shot, one opportunity, and every second that passes is a second you will never see again. Some of you don't get it yet. You think being young means you got time. You think because you're in your 20s, you got 50 more years to figure it out. But I promise you the days add up fast. I promise you one day you're going to look up and realize the time you thought you had, you spent it doing nothing. Here's what you don't understand. Time is either an investment or a debt. When you spend your time with purpose, when you put it into building, into learning, into grinding, that's an investment that will pay you back for the rest of your life. But when you waste it on nonsense, when you throw it away on things that don't build you, don't grow you, don't push you, then that's a debt you can't pay back. Every wasted day is like swiping a credit card you can't afford, and eventually the bill shows up, and the bill is regret. I know you feel like you got tomorrow. I know you keep telling yourself, I'll get serious later. I'll start the business later. I'll get my life together later. But what if later never comes? What if you don't get tomorrow, you banking your whole future on a day you haven't even been promised? That's why procrastination is so dangerous. It's not just about being lazy. It's about gambling with your life. You rolling the dice with the only thing you can't get back. Some of you wonder why you're not where you want to be. It's not that you don't have the talent. It's not that you don't have the potential. It's because you waste time. You waste hours on Netflix, hours scrolling through your phone, hours in conversations that don't add anything to your life. And then at the end of the week, you wonder why you didn't make progress. It's simple because you're putting your time in the wrong places. Don't you get it? Your results are a reflection of how you spend your time. Show me your calendar, show me where your hours go, and I'll show you your future. The people who win in life, they don't have more time than you. They don't get 30 hours in a day while you only get 24. No, we all get the same 24. The difference is how they use it. They treat time like it's gold. They protect it. They guard it. They don't give it away cheaply. They're intentional. They wake up early because they know every extra hour gives them a head start. They plan their day because they refuse to just drift. They say no to distractions because they know 1 hour wasted is an hour they'll never get back. That's what separates them from the average person, and you got to start respecting your time the same way. You can't keep letting people call you up and waste your hours talking about nothing. You can't keep hitting snooze and giving away the best part of your day to a pillow. You can't keep watching everybody else grind while you scroll. Time is too expensive to throw away like that. You gotta look at every minute and ask yourself, is this moving me closer to my goals or pulling me further away? Because if it's not building you, it's breaking you. I need you to understand time is life. That's why it's so serious. When you waste time, you're wasting your life. When you invest time, you're investing in your life. That's why people who respect their time always look like they're ahead, because they are. They're stacking minutes, stacking hours, stacking days, and that compound interest eventually turns into greatness. But people who waste time always look behind, always frustrated, always wishing they had more. And it's not because life cheated them, it's because they cheated themselves. So, stop acting like you got forever. Stop living like tomorrow is guaranteed. Stop treating your time like it's cheap. It's the most expensive thing you own, and you're letting it slip through your hands like water. Wake up and recognize the value of your minutes. Use them, guard them, invest them, because at the end of your life, you won't regret the money you didn't make, but you will regret the time you wasted. Listen to me, excuses don't pay bills, excuses don't buy groceries, excuses don't build your dream. Excuses don't put food on the table, excuses don't create opportunities, excuses don't change your life. You can dress them up, you can make them sound smart, you can convince people why you didn't do it, but at the end of the day, excuses are empty. They sound good, but they don't produce anything, and you can't eat sound. You can't live on stories. The problem with too many people is you think your excuse is valid. You think because it happened to you, because life got hard, because people didn't believe in you, somehow that makes it okay for you not to show up. But let me ask you something. Does your landlord care about your excuses? Does the bank care about your excuses? Do your kids care about your excuses when they're hungry? No, they don't. All they care about is results. You can stand in front of a bill collector and explain for 30 minutes why you didn't have the money, and guess what? They still want the payment, because excuses don't pay, only action pays. I'm not saying life ain't hard. I'm not saying you don't have challenges. I know some of you got real pain. I know some of you been through storms. But I need you to hear me. The world doesn't reward excuses. It rewards execution. You don't get a trophy for almost. You don't get a medal for I was about to. You don't get respect for I tried. You get results. And the crazy thing is, the harder your story, the greater the respect when you still find a way. The ones we admire the most are not the ones who had it easy. It's the ones who had every excuse in the world to quit and still didn't. Stop using your situation as a crutch. Stop letting your circumstances become your prison. Yeah, life hit you hard. But don't you dare stay down there on the floor making excuses while the clock keeps running. You keep saying, I would, but I'm tired. Guess what? Everybody's tired. You keep saying, I would, but I don't feel like it. Nobody feels like it all the time. The winners are the ones who push past their feelings, who show up regardless, who refuse to let excuses run their life. Some of you are waiting for perfect conditions. You're waiting until you feel good, until the money's right, until people support you, until you got the perfect setup. You'll be waiting forever. There's no perfect time. There's only right now, and right now is demanding your grind, not your excuse. Every excuse you make is another day you delay your destiny. Every excuse you accept is another door you close on your own future. I need you to think about it like this. Every time you make an excuse, you're basically saying, I don't want it bad enough. Because if you really wanted it, you'd find a way. If you really wanted to change your life, you'd do whatever it takes. You wouldn't be explaining why you can't. You'd be figuring out how you can. Excuses are just lies you tell yourself to feel comfortable staying average. You ever notice how the same people who make the most excuses also have the least results? That's not a coincidence, because excuses and execution cannot live in the same house. Either you're making excuses or you're making progress. Either you're moving forward or you're standing still, and the more you lean on your excuses, the weaker you get. But the more you cut them off and force yourself to show up, the stronger you become. Excuses are easy. Execution is hard. That's why most people choose excuses. They give you temporary comfort. You get to feel like you explained yourself. But execution demands sweat. It demands sacrifice. It demands consistency. It demands you show up when you're broke, when you're tired, when you're hurting. And that's why so few people do it. But listen to me. Execution is the only thing that will change your life. I don't care what your background is. I don't care how bad it's been. I don't care who doubted you. If you can just decide that from this day forward you will stop explaining why you can't and start finding out how you can, you'll see your whole life shift. Stop telling your story of why you're stuck. Start writing a new story with your actions, because excuses are history, but execution creates legacy. You got to get to a point where you hate excuses so much that they disgust you, where every time you hear yourself say, "I can't because," you stop mid-sentence and correct it. Don't let excuses live in your mouth. Don't let them live in your mind. Replace them with "I can, I will, I must." Replace them with action steps. Replace them with movement, because your future is waiting and excuses are blocking the door. Listen to me, nobody cares about the reasons, they care about the results. And if you can kill the excuses and commit to execution, the life you dream about is possible. But if you keep feeding excuses, you will starve your dreams. So I'm telling you right here, right now, stop making excuses. They will never pay you back. They will never take care of you. They will never build your future. Only execution will. That's why I'm telling you right now, excuses don't pay bills. Winners respect the clock. That's the difference. That's the whole game. The reason they're winning and you're still watching from the sidelines is simple. They treat time like it's sacred. They treat every second like it matters, because it does. They don't play with it. They don't waste it. They don't gamble with it. They guard it. They plan it. They maximize it. You think they're lucky. You think they're more talented, but it ain't about luck or talent. It's about how they use the clock. You keep telling yourself you don't have time, but that's not the truth. You got time. You just don't manage it. You just don't respect it. You spend hours doing things that don't matter, and then at the end of the day, you wonder why nothing changed. Listen, winners don't sit around binge, watching shows, scrolling their life away, wasting whole weekends on nothing. They know the clock doesn't stop while you're distracted, while you're chilling, while you're saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." The clock is ticking. It don't care about your excuses. It don't care about your feelings. It just keeps moving. And every tick is one less chance for you to get it done. You ever notice the discipline of winners? They wake up early, not because it's cute, not because it's trendy, but because they know those hours in the morning are pure gold. They know when the world is still sleeping, they can get ahead. They can put in the work before distractions come, before problems hit. They don't snooze the alarm 10 times. They don't treat sleep like it's more valuable than their dream. They respect the clock. They know time wasted in the morning is opportunity lost forever, and when it's time to work, they're locked in. Winners don't just kind of do it. They don't just half commit. They go all in because they don't want to waste a single moment. They plan their days. They break their goals into hours. They don't just drift through life hoping things fall into place. They schedule, they execute, they evaluate. You think it's boring, you think it's too much, but that's why you're stuck. They treat time like a weapon. You treat it like a toy. You got to hear this. Time is undefeated. The clock always wins against the person who disrespects it. If you don't organize your time, the time will organize you. You'll wake up one day, years later, realizing you've been running in circles, realizing you've been giving your hours to people, places, and things that don't build you, realizing you didn't respect the clock and now the clock has run you out? I don't care what your dream is: business, sports, school, health, family. It all comes down to time. Winners put in the hours, losers waste them. That's why some people are living their dream at 30 and others are still trying to figure it out at 50. It ain't about intelligence, it ain't about resources, it's about how you manage your time. Winners don't let days slip away. They don't say, "I'll do it later." They do it now because they know later is a lie. Later is procrastination dressed up in nice words. Later is wasted time. Think about it. Every single successful person you admire, they didn't get there by accident. They respected the clock. They showed up early. They stayed late. They put in work while others played. They knew time was the difference maker. While the world was distracted, they were locked in. That's why they're on top, and that's why you're watching them instead of being them. You got to make a decision right now to start respecting the clock. Stop hitting snooze. Stop wasting your evenings on nonsense. Stop saying yes to people and places that don't align with your vision. Start organizing your time like your life depends on it, because it does. Don't just float through the day reacting to whatever comes. Own your time, control your schedule, decide when and how you're going to invest those 24 hours. Because here's the truth: winners don't get extra time. They get the same 24 hours you do. The difference is what they do with it. They squeeze every drop of value out of the day. They know an hour of wasted time could have been an hour of progress. They know a day wasted could have been a day closer to their dream. They don't play with that. They move with urgency. They know tomorrow isn't promised, so they maximize today. You've got to stop living like you've got forever. Stop living like the clock is your friend. The clock is neutral. It's not for you or against you. It just keeps moving. But if you respect it, if you manage it, if you use it with intention, then the clock becomes your ally. It becomes your advantage. Every hour you use wisely stacks up. Every disciplined day compounds into weeks, into months, into years. And before you know it, you look back and realize you've built something incredible, simply because you respected the clock when others didn't. So hear me: if you're tired of being stuck, if you're tired of watching others win while you stay the same, it's not about talent, it's not about opportunity, it's about time. Start treating every second like it matters, because it does. Stop wasting minutes. Stop wasting hours. Stop wasting days. Start maximizing every single moment you've been given, because winners respect the clock, and that's why they win. Your future is demanding your time right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it, and not when it gets easier. Your future is standing in front of you screaming, "I need you to move today." And every time you delay, every time you say, "I'll start later," every time you convince yourself you got time, you are starving your future. You think you can play around with your minutes, like you can just waste them and somehow still arrive at the life you dream of. But it doesn't work like that. Your future is a seed, and the only way it grows is through what you plant in the present. If you're not investing your time today, don't expect a harvest tomorrow. Stop expecting results from work you never put in. Stop expecting a future you didn't invest in. Listen to me. Your future self is depending on you. That version of you you keep imagining, the one with the business, the one with the success, the one with the family taken care of, the one who finally made it, he or she is waiting on the choices you're making right now. And every time you procrastinate, every time you waste a day, you're stealing from that person. You're robbing your own future. That's why you gotta stop waiting for perfect conditions. Some of you won't move until it feels right. You waiting for motivation to come. You waiting until you got enough money. You waiting until the stars line up. Let me tell you the truth. It will never be perfect. The right time is now. The right moment is the one you're standing in. Because the longer you wait, the heavier your regret gets. Think about this. You don't get to control how much time you have left. You don't know when your clock runs out, but you do control how you use the time you got right now. And if you're wasting it, you're making a dangerous gamble, because one day you won't get another chance. One day you won't have the opportunity to say, I'll do it tomorrow. One day there won't be a tomorrow. And all you'll be left with is the life you settled for. That's why urgency is everything. Winners move with urgency. They don't wait. They don't talk about what they're going to do. They act. They execute. They move even when it's uncomfortable, even when they don't feel ready, even when they're scared. Because they know their future is too important to play with. They know every day matters, and if they don't handle today, tomorrow doesn't exist. You gotta understand, every little thing you do today is shaping your tomorrow. If you spend today grinding, tomorrow gets better. If you spend today distracted, tomorrow gets heavier. You think the small choices don't matter. It's just one day, it's just 1 hour, it's just one moment, but it all adds up. You don't ruin your life in a single moment. You ruin it by wasting moment after moment until you wake up in a life you never wanted. Your future is crying out for you right now. It's saying, please don't waste another day. Please don't let another year go by where you're standing in the same spot. Please don't let comfort rob me of my chance. Every time you say, I'll do it later, your future gets further away. Every time you say, I don't feel like it, your future gets dimmer. Every time you say, I'm too tired, your future gets weaker. And eventually, if you keep ignoring it, your future dies before you ever get to live it. That's why discipline is so important. You can't wait until you feel motivated because feelings lie. Feelings tell you to take the easy route. Feelings tell you to do it tomorrow. But discipline says, I don't care how I feel, I move anyway. Discipline says, I respect my future too much to play with my present. Discipline says, I'll do it now because later is not promised. The truth is, every excuse you make today is building the prison you're gonna live in tomorrow, and every sacrifice you make today is building the freedom you're gonna enjoy tomorrow. That's the trade, that's the price, and you can't cheat it. You can't lie your way around it. You can't talk your way out of it. You either pay the price now with your time, your energy, your focus, or you pay the price later with your regret. So stop acting like you got time to waste. Stop acting like your dream is gonna wait on you forever. Stop acting like your goals are patient. They're not. Your future is impatient. It's begging you to move. And the longer you stall, the louder your regret will be when you finally realize you wasted the chance you had. This is the moment, not tomorrow, not next month, not next year, right now. If you want a better future, you gotta fight for it in this moment. You gotta guard your time, protect your hours, cut off distractions, and focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Your destiny is too important to gamble with. At the end of the day, it comes down to this: either you own your time now, or your regret will own you later. Your future is demanding your time today. Give it what it needs. Move now, grind now, sacrifice now. Build now, because tomorrow is not promised, but your future is built on what you do right now. That's why I'm telling you, your future is demanding your time now.